Hello, my name is Mila and I'm the editor-in-chief of TAUKO Magazine. Welcome to follow my weekend project of making VERTEX trousers. These trousers are designed by Alex Schaufele, who created the design for our issue number 14, the denim issue. They are fitted from the waist and have darts at the hips to create a very roomy and relaxed, a bit like a boyfriend style cut. The different waistband options can be mixed and matched however you wish. I made my VERTEX in size 3, although I would normally make a size 2, as I really like my trousers a bit looser on the waist. The legs are a bit long, but I really like folding them up, so I kept the length. I made the shaped back waistband, which allows you to channel the 1980s vibe. For the front I used the plain waistband, while the buckle waistband option is also super cool. I hope you enjoy making your own pair of VERTEX trousers. Let's start with the fabrics and tools. So, what you need for your VERTEX trousers is to find the right fabric. Then you need interfacing, possibly some lining to add on, zipper, sewing thread, top stitching thread, different kind of scissors, paper weights, turner, pins, a measure tape, seam ripper, and you need the TAUKO magazine. The issue number 14 has the sewing instructions and the paper patterns that you can trace on the back. You can also have the sewing instructions as a PDF pattern. If you have the first edition of the TAUKO magazine issue number 14, there's a mistake in the final garment measurement. The waist measures are wrong. These are the right measures that you should better check before you start your project. If you are using a fabric from your stash, it can be that you don't have enough fabric, for example for the length of the front piece, and then you can simply just fold and cut this piece of the pattern away so that it fits. Just remember to create some notches, markings on the pattern that you can easily then combine the pieces later on. Be sure that these are the places where you want to have seams, because these can also create very nice design elements. Also, what is here to remember is that add a seam allowance to the places where you cut the pieces out from the pattern, as everywhere else it is needed. This is a good reminder to also make all the notches, copy them, snip them to the fabric. If you are short of fabric, a good place to save some is also the parts where the fabric is not shown so much. This in my case was the waistband, so my inner waistband I got from a different denim than the outer waistband, as it is not so visible in the final trousers. I also had to cut the longer front waistband piece with two different pieces. A very good place to save some fabric are the pockets. They're quite big for VERTEX trousers and they are completely invisible except for the part that overlays, that comes out from the front piece. This I did by creating a facing for the pocket. So I cut out a pattern piece from the pocket pattern to create a facing for the pocket, and this I cut out from my main fabric. And the rest I used thinner lining fabric, batiste fabric, for the pocket pieces. Just be sure when you cut the pattern pieces also to copy the grain line markings so that you cut the pattern piece in right direction. So as my fabric was kind of short for what is needed, I used batiste fabric for the pocket linings for the inner and outer pockets, just adding a facing for the pocket so that all the visible parts would be the same as the main fabric. And then I did the waistband, the inner waistband from a different denim that is also not so visible. So the only visible cuts are on the legs, which I think create very unique and nice touch for my VERTEX trousers. Interface the waistband pieces, the fly shed and the fly. When working with scrap from the fabric stash, this is the time to sew together all the pieces that needed to be cut separately. Remember to finish the seams with serger and press all of them nice and flat. Find the notches on the sides of the front and back pieces, align them together and look for the dart point marked on your fabric. Pin and sew the darts on the front and back pieces. Use an iron to press them downwards and top stitch as desired. For the top stitching, I'm using this stitch from my brother's sewing machine with stitch length 3.5. With thicker stitch thread and a normal 120 bobbin thread, it creates a beautiful stitch which resembles chain stitch, which is typical for denim. This is the stitch that I'm using in all the top stitch seams for the VERTEX trousers. Stay stitch the pocket openings and the yokes pieces. Prepare the fly and the fly shed by folding the fly shed right sides together and sewing the short diagonal edge. Serge around the fly shed and the fly. Serge also all 4 pocket pieces around the curved edges. Traditionally, these have been sewn with busted out seams and top stitched inseam. There's a problem though with the busted out seam, and that is that it relatively easy tears because it is usually secured with only single row of stitching. Top stitched inseams are stronger, but there's even more durable alternative, the flat felt seams. This is how you can create your own flat felt shields. Place the pattern pieces right sides together and pin in place. Sew with 1.5 centimeters from the edge. Then trim one layer of the seam allowance in half. Fold the other uncut seam allowance in half, then fold completely over the uncut seam. Edge stitch the folded seam to cover it all. You can add single or double top stitching to create extra structured looks, specific for denim designs. Place the upper pocket bags on the front pieces with the right sides of the fabric together, pin and sew. Press the seam and flip the pocket to the inside of the front trouser piece. Place the upper pocket bag on top of the lower pocket bag, pin and sew with the right sides of the fabric facing each other. Sew around the pocket from the side to the top. Top stitch the pocket opening edge. Adjust the pocket opening if you wish and create a second row of stitching for the securing the opening. 15 centimeters is more than enough for a good pocket opening. From the wrong side of the front piece, stay stitch the sides and tops of the pocket pieces close to the edge to keep them in place while continuing to work. With the right sides of the fabric together, place, pin and sew the fly to the left side from the hem to the notch. Flip the fly to the wrong side of the front piece and top stitch. Place the zipper onto the right sides of the fabric together. Pin and baste the zipper in place. Place the fly shed onto the right sides of the fabric together, sandwiching the zipper between the front and the fly shed pieces. Pin and sew in place, using the zipper foot. Flip the fly shed open, press the seam towards the front piece and top stitch the seam. And this is how the fly top stitching looks like. When it's all done, the fly is still loose below it, and this is how it is with the fly shed, so the zipper is sandwiched in between the fly shed and the front piece. The next thing you should do is to place the front pieces right sides together and align the crotch seams. Sew the crotch seam with flat felt seam using 1.5 cm seam allowance. Trim the other side of the seam allowance and fold the other side on top. This is how the ready flat felt seam looks like. So the next thing is to attach the zipper to the fly. You can zip the zipper and pin it to the fly piece. Check that the front is neat and adjust if needed. Using a zipper foot, sew the zipper in place. This is how it looks like from the inside. The fly shed is still loose. With the front pieces right side up, pin the fly now to the front piece. Mark the fly top stitching line according to your wishes, and then you can top stitch following the lines you've created. You can do a double top stitching, and for creating structured look, top stitch also crotch down all the way to the inseam. You can do a double top stitching there and a little bar tuck to secure the crotch. Now the fly shed is secured with this bar tuck. Take one of the yoke pieces and one of the back pieces and align the bottom edge of the yoke with the top edge of the back piece. Repeat with the remaining yoke and back pieces. Pin in place and sew the yoke seam with flat felt seam using 1.5 cm seam allowance. Cut the yoke seam allowance in half to be able to turn the seam towards the yoke and top stitch close to the seam edge. If you are making the version with back pockets, fold and press the top seam allowance with the wrong sides together. Following the notches, make a second fold, now with the right sides together. Sew the fold in place along the sides. Clip the corners and turn the fold right side up. Fold and press the remaining seam allowances to the wrong side. Top stitch the top pocket opening fold in place. Find the pocket placement markings on the back pieces and adjust the placements if you wish. Just make sure to measure that both back pockets are on the same position if you do any adjustments. Pin and top stitch the pockets in place. Now place the assembled back right sides together, aligning the crotch edge. Match the yoke seams carefully. Sew the crotch seam with the flat felt seam using 1.5 cm seam allowance. Make sure you fold the back crotch seam the same way you did the front crotch seam. Top stitch the seam to create a structured denim look. Place the front and the back together, aligning the inseam of the trousers. Match the crotch seams carefully. Pin all the way from the leg hem to the other leg hem. Sew the inseam with flat felt seam using 1.5 cm seam allowance. For denim, this order of construction is important. When sewing the inner seam before the side seam, you can create durable flat felt seam. You can even top stitch it for extra security. Then place the front and back right sides together, aligning the side seams. Pin and sew the side seam using 1 cm seam allowance and finish with serger or zigzag stitch and press the seam towards the back. Now you can try your trousers for the first time. Take the waistband pieces of the version you're making and place one pair of fronts to the back piece, aligning the side seams to create the outer waistband. With the right sides of the fabric together, sew and the side seams of the front and back waistband. Repeat this with the second set of waistbands to create the inner waistband. Use an iron to press the seam allowances open. Press the lower edge of the inner waistband to the wrong side of the fabric. Now is a good time to try on the waistband and make adjustments if needed. Pin and sew the short ends of the inner and outer waistbands together to create one big loop. With the right sides of the fabric together, align the front edge of the outer waistband to the trouser's waistline. Match the side seam and the center back notch with the center seam. Pin and sew the outer waistband to the trousers. Grate the seam allowances and press upwards with an iron. Close the zip and check that the waistband bottom edge seam is aligned on both sides. Flip the inner waistbands to align the right sides of the waistband together. Match the top edges, pin and sew in place. Clip the corners and create the seam allowance. Turn and press. For the safe back, gently poke the corners for a crisp V shape. Place the inner waistband in place. Pin and top stitch the bottom of the inner waistband. Top stitch around the waistband for a structured and neat denim look. It's time for the final step. So, sew the button in place and make the buttonhole. You can also adjust still the length of the trousers before hemming the leg of the trousers, either making them hit to the ankle as the original design or just having a fold if the length is too much for you. Hem the leg by folding it twice inwards. Give it a press and then pin the hem fold in place. Top stitch the hem fold in place. This is the last step of VERTEX trousers, and you can now just press and snip some of the excess threads that you have, and the trousers are all ready.